Inside the fascinating world of The Matrix, the architect, one of the most enigmatic and powerful characters in the film, left quite a confusing impression on everyone. Behind the old man in the white suit, there is an intriguing set of hidden messages and symbolism that begs to be analyzed. What if I told you that the architect is a reference to God? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
The architect is a central figure of the Matrix, an artificial intelligence that serves as the primary administrator and creator of the Matrix system. As a highly specialized program from the machine world, the architect was designed to understand human nature and create a virtual environment that could keep humans in a submissive state, allowing the machines to siphon the body heat from humans and turn it into an energy source. The father created the first Matrix as a utopia, but this version was rejected by the humans, thus it crashed. On his second attempt, the architect added the horrors of human behavior and imagination, literally creating a simulated nightmare, and it also failed. Finally, the creator asked for help from a more intuitive program to design the framework of the next Matrix, which would include the choice mechanic. Despite its success, this version of the Matrix also featured an unavoidable anomaly that, if left unchecked, threatened to destroy the entire system. The encounter between Neo and the architect in the Matrix can be analyzed from a symbolic and religious perspective, since it involves elements that invoke concepts of transcendence, destiny, and redemption. The door offered to Neo during this encounter became a symbol of gaining knowledge, perhaps a spiritual transformation upon learning the truth. In many beliefs and religions, doors have a great symbolic charge. They can represent the transition from one state of existence to another, the step towards a new reality or dimension, or even the entrance to the divine. In Neo's case, the door is a metaphor for the fundamental choice he must make, as it will determine the fate of both humanity and his own. However, the architect's way of acting showed that he can't control everything that happens in the Matrix, including the Resistance, and his powers go far beyond simple symbolism. The architect controlled all reality in the Matrix, and he did so up until before the machine's civil war. The architect is an engrossing and complex figure whose history and role in the world of the Matrix reflect several profound influences and symbolisms. And while his history in the Matrix lore is fascinating, what lies behind his inspiration is much darker. So let's step away from the story of this fictional world for a moment and focus on the origins of the name and the title. The term architect comes from the Greek word architekton, which means master builder. In the context of the Matrix, the architect is, in fact, the master builder of the Matrix system, designing and supervising its operations and development. The name architect also has many symbolic and philosophical connotations. In Freemasonry, for example, God is often called the Great Architect, a supreme being who designed and created the universe. This symbolism is reflected in the architect's role in the Matrix, as he is the creator and overseer of the simulation. Furthermore, the architect can also be seen as a representation of the Gnostic concept of the demiurge, a divine entity that is responsible for the creation of the material world, which is seen as imperfect and often in opposition of the spiritual realm. The architect creates the Matrix, a virtual reality that is inherently imperfect and in conflict with the physical reality of the human world. See the similarities? The architect can also be interpreted as a godlike figure in the Judeo-Christian tradition, particularly in his appearance as an older man with a white beard. However, instead of being a loving and compassionate God, the architect is cold, aloof, and logical, reflecting the Gnostic vision of the demiurge as a divine entity that is both creator and oppressor. Gnosticism, an ancient religion and philosophical current, exerts a profound influence on the representation of the architect in the Matrix. In the Gnostic tradition, the demiurge is considered to be a deceitful figure who keeps human beings in ignorance of their true spiritual nature and traps them inside the material world. This idea is also reflected on the architect's role in the Matrix, as his goal is to keep humans in the dark about the truth and their purpose within the simulation. The Gnostic notion of liberation from the material world is also manifested within the story of the architect. Gnostics sought spiritual knowledge as a way to escape illusion and achieve a deeper connection with their divine self. Neo becomes a liberation agent for humans by discovering the truth and fighting against the oppressive machine system. In more general terms, the architect can also be related to the idea of structure and order. We can also speak of the architect in the context of our reality. Just like a real architect building skyscrapers from foundation to peak, this hypothetical architect would have the ability to design and build the entire universe in which we live in. But he is not a god or a divine entity. This architect would be more akin to a software programmer. Envision somebody creating a complex video game. They decide what the world looks like, how the characters act, and which physical laws apply. In the game, the characters may believe that their world is real, but in truth, everything has been created by the programmer. In holographic or simulated reality theory, we are the video game characters, and the architect is the programmer. According to this theory, the concept of what we consider to be God could be reinterpreted as a being or entity that designed and created this simulated reality in which we exist. Some people speculate that this being could be an alien or a form of higher intelligence that possesses the technological ability to generate and control our simulated universe. The belief that our world is a computer simulator is not new. It has been the subject of discussion in many field studies, such as philosophy and theoretical physics, and the Matrix has helped over the decades to promote and perpetuate the belief that our reality is a simulation and that we could be controlled by a single entity similar to the architect. An architect is responsible for designing and arranging elements to create a coherent and functional whole. In the Matrix, the architect is the one who establishes the rules and structures that govern the operation of the virtual world. His role is to establish order and balance in the simulation, even if that order is oppressive and limiting for the humans who are trapped in it. However, the influence of this great creator ceased as he was replaced by a much more cruel and intelligent program, the Analyst. He will be talked about in detail in a future video. But do you agree? What do you think of the meaning of the architect? Do you think that he is a god of creation? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe, and thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.